Well, a subset of the Friendly Sons were very dear friends of Dan Broderick, who sadly was killed, and in about 30 years ago, a bit longer than that now. And after he died, a group of us decided that we would go to Ireland to scatter his ashes. And we did that in a town called Doolin. Some refer to it as the cradle of traditional Irish music. It's a tiny town. In those days it was a one-street, about 4-block long town right on the coast of Ireland. And we scattered his ashes one night after quite a long time at the large pub there in town, and it was beautiful. The waves were crashing. It was a great place to do it. We were certain of that. We got up the next morning and realized that adjacent to the spot where he scattered his ashes was a landfill. However, the Republic of Ireland, in its wisdom, has removed the landfill and left the rest of the place intact, and so we have been able to go back and made a habit of going back every 3 years pretty religiously. And so we just did what we called the last hurrah, because some of the boys aren't with us anymore, and some of them are getting a little harder to maneuver, because one of the things that you often have to do to get to the place where we scattered Danny's ashes is you have to climb over a cow gate. And a couple of the fellows had trouble with that because of their size a long time ago, but you combine the size with advanced age and it becomes a real challenge. And so one of many reasons why the lads have probably made their last all-boys group trip to Ireland, although some of us continue to go over in smaller batches, although these days with our spouses, many of whom don't want to let us out of their sight for fear we'll do harm to ourselves. And they're probably right.
The guys.
Every 3 years for 30 years, so we've done 9 or 10. Now we missed a couple of years around 9/11 and that stuff, and we missed one go-around with the pandemic. So I think 9 for sure, maybe 10
Trips.
It was about all we could afford when we started doing it, and then as time went on with people's lives, it got harder and harder just to everybody plop off for 8 or 9 days by themselves. You know, a lot of us had limited vacation time in a given year, and so explaining to your wife that half or a third of your vacation time was going to be spent with the boys was always tough. Doing it every single year would have probably resulted in some unfortunate marital circumstances and perhaps division of assets that people would prefer to avoid.